I just want to say this real quick. Now I'm a political all you people for the federal government that not getting paid right now, ain't where in the world y'all can vote for Donald Trump when he come back up again. If y'all do vote for him, y'all some stupid motherfuckers. I'm saying that to y'all early. All you federal government people that's not being paid, that's being treated unfairly right now, not being paid, that's so terrible. And this punk motherfucker don't care. So I'm saying that to say this. When get back on and y'all get y'all jobs back and it's time to vote, don't vote for that. Please don't. Look what he do.
Legendary artist Snoop Dogg has officially flip-flopped.
He just don't give a y'all honest, blue-collar, hard-working people and suffering. So if he don't care about y'all, he really don't give a about us. So him too. And everybody down with Donald Trump. I said a year, Snoop Dogg.
Apparently, Snoop has had a change of heart. The same rapper who put a man that is supposed to be Donald Trump in a clown face, looking like a total jag, and holds up a toy firearm that he points at the clown for it to go bang, is apparently now a fan of his, even after the former president himself implied Snoop should serve time for the stunt. Tensions have apparently quelled. In an interview with the Sunday Times, Snoop said, "Donald Trump, he ain't done nothing wrong with me. He has done only great things for me. He pardoned Michael Harris." The former president would commute the sentence of Harris, who started death row alongside Snoop, Dr. Dre, and Suge Knight, after he had served 30 years of a 25-year to life sentence for conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, per Entertainment Weekly. While the murder charge was eventually dropped, the victim recanted, Harris spent 30 years behind bars for the drug charge before being pardoned, which we'll get into shortly. From Newsweek in September 2018, Snoop told DJ Sus that anyone who liked Trump was racist. The gin and juice rapper said Trump drew the lines of division in his role at the White House. Before him, there were no lines. Everybody was everybody. We respected everything. We didn't trip, he said at the time. Sorry to be, a here, but before Donald Trump, everybody was everybody. We respected everything. We didn't trip. Really? We did? When? From what I remember. Donald Trump and even Mitt Romney embraced birtherism. That's not respect for everybody from the elite class, from what I remember. The Bush administration set up the Patriot Act to spy on its citizens. I don't believe they respected everybody. How about the time that you were coming up in hip-hop? Was NWA's song Respect the Police because they respect us? I mean, woefully untrue, but nonetheless. Months later, in November 2018, the musician shared video footage of himself lighting up a cannabis joint near the White House as he repeatedly aimed expletives at the then president. Snoop was an outspoken advocate against the Trump administration and the president himself. In 2020, Snoop said he was planning to vote for the first time and said he simply did not want Trump in office any longer. As Business Insider wrote, it was pretty surprising to hear Snoop pull this 180 since he publicly disavowed Trump after he became president. Furthermore, in November 2017, Snoop Dogg took it one step further by releasing cover art for his EP, Make America Crip Again. The picture featured a corpse labeled Trump, according to The Hill. He also said the Muslim ban that this MFer tried to put up, him winning the presidency, police being able to kill MFers and get away with it, and people being in jail for weed for 20, 30 years. What it comes down to is the commuting of the sentencing of Snoop's pal, Harris. He told the Post at the time, "That's great work for the president and his team on the way out. They did some great work while they was in there, and they did some great work on their way out. Let them know that I love what they did." From USA Today. But while Trump is gunning for a face-off with Joe Biden in the 2024 presidential election in November, Snoop remained coy when asked by the Sunday Times if he'd declare support for one certain candidate. "I may have to," Snoop said, "because there are mixed views on that. So I want to see what the people say." Lest we forget, Trump pardoned roughly 70 people with just hours remaining before he left office. That list included Jeanine Pirro's ex-husband, Steve Bannon, Michael Ashley, Lil Wayne, Casey Urlacher, the brother of Bears great Brian Urlacher, and much more. This was a fear amongst many people who saw the pardoning of Lil Wayne and then Weezy posing for a photo with Trump. Very clearly, in my opinion, had the illustrations where one could conclude that that is a quid pro quo. I will pardon you, you have to give me your support. And it feels like along the list of all these people that were pardoned, that was also part of the deal as well. Don't talk bad about him and potentially pose for a photo with him. Personally, I feel it is the same deal that they struck with Kodak Black, who goes to Mar-a-Lago, wears the hat, does the song and dance for the Trump administration, says his name in public when the cameras are rolling and the mics are on. Seems like it's all crap. But when I look at this list, and when many others did, it felt like many were potentially going to fall into a trap, which was, well, he did this thing, which, by the way, you should be grateful for. Of course. If that were a friend of mine, look, if they did those things, I'd be judging, but nonetheless, allegedly. But if that were or were not one of my friends, and then we see the tactics that the administration has done over the years, especially with the pardoning of the late great boxer Jack Johnson, you just know it is not a surface level thing. There is more to it. And if I had to give a prediction, because of this pardoning, Snoop and many others in his stratosphere will say, we'll let bygones be bygones, pretend I didn't say any of that, and throw their support behind him for the upcoming election in November.